Hi guys, if you have just came across my video and you don't have a clue who I am, which you probably don't, my name's Sky and I joined, this is my first ever video. I put a wee one up, just a wee silly one to see if my channel could get found, but other than that, this is my first ever video. So please, if you feel like sticking it in and you quite like what you see, then please give me a wee like and a wee subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. Today I'm starting off my first video with getting to know me. So to start off with why I'm here, I started TikTok about 4 months ago because I was in the house bored in the house. I started TikTok about 4 months ago. I didn't expect to get like even 100 followers, and I'm now sitting at 10.8k, which is absolutely crazy. I still can't believe it every day, but I've met some amazing people, so I'm so grateful for the app. I've made some great friendships and friendships that I'll always keep, so I am fully grateful for the app. But I decided to come over to YouTube so that you could get to know a wee bit more about me, so that it wasn't just 60-second videos of me going off my nuts at them. But I will leave my TikTok and my Instagram down below, so that you can, my TikTok, Instagram down below, so that you can go and check me out if you haven't seen me before. But to everybody that's came from TikTok and actually subscribed to me, thank you, and you know I love yous. Yous are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get this wee video up at all your questions. So to start off the questions, guys, somebody asked how I'm looking there because the questions are there. So somebody asked how me and Brian met. Brian's obviously my partner, and how long we've been together. Me and Brian met just over 4 years ago in Glasgow city centre. He was having a conversation with somebody and I butted in because that's just me. I just like butting into everything. And we spoke for about 3 months. I ended up going and working for him. Not that I was good at the job, because I was absolutely shit. I don't even think I got a wage. But I ended up going and working for him anyway, and 3 months later we were together. So yeah, we've been together 4 years in August. So next month, 4 years, which is crazy. The second question is, do we have kids? Now, a lot of you know we've got kids because you watch my TikTok. But for those of you that don't, I actually have 2 biological kids with Brian and 2 step kids. My biological kids are Lachlan and Leighton. Lachlan just turned 3 on Monday and Leighton is 19 months. And my step kids are Leon and Lila. Leon is 12-year-old and Lila is 6 years old. Yep, that's how many kids we've got together. And somebody asked more kids. Now, if you follow me on TikTok and you watch my lives, you will know Brian has got the snip. We are having no more kids. After we had Leighton, I had a really traumatic birth, which I will speak about in another video. I'll do a video on its own about that. After we had Leighton, I decided that having another child probably wasn't a great idea. I had 2 really bad births. One was bad, but the labour was amazing. The birth was a wee bit bad. And the second one was absolutely terrifying. So because of the experiences that I had, I decided, nope, 2 more kids. We had 2 together, Brian had 2 as well, so we had 4 all together, which I love all 4 of them just as much as each other. They're all amazing, they're all such fabulous wee individuals. So yeah, we are not having any more kids. Brian got the snip. Somebody else asked, try and keep on the kids. So yeah, our kids, the meaning behind our kids' names. Now Leon and Lila obviously aren't mine, so Brian and their mothers picked their names. The meaning behind their name is something personal between them, obviously. The meaning behind my 2's name is Lachlan is called Lachlan because of my papa. My papa was called Lachlan, and I've always says if I have a son, that will be his name. And our wee Leighton is called Leighton because it was the only name that we agreed on. I would have went with Oakley or something cool and funky, but yeah, it was the only name we agreed on, and it sounded so right. Like, Lachlan, Leighton, they just sounded perfect together. So, yep, he's called Leighton. Somebody else asked their personalities and who's the wild child at the two of them. Leighton is definitely the wild child. He is bonkers. He's got this chubby wee face, he's got such a crazy wee personality, he's got like a big head of curly hair. So yeah, he is a wild child. Lachlan can be wild, but he's a wee bit more calm. He tends to like a wee bit of time to himself, and he'll go up on the couch and watch a movie, or he will like play with his toys on his own, or like sit down and do an activity like painting or baiting, where Leighton does not have that concentration. He's just wild constantly. So maybe we should have gave them completely opposite names, because they are completely opposite children. They are nothing alike at all. But yeah, that's their names and the meanings behind their names. Somebody else also asked, how do I manage being a mum? Now, I don't have an answer for that, and I've thought long and hard about this one. You just do. You just do. It's every other mum out there will probably understand. We're all going to have our bad days. We're all going to have our down days. We're all going to have the days that we think, oh my God, I'm the worst mum in the world. Oh my God, I've moaned at him for no reason. Which, don't get me wrong, mine's normally give me a reason. But we all have our bad days. We all have our down days. But you just manage. You just get through them. You've got too much love for the wee guys. You've got too much love for your children to no manage. So I have not really got mad. That's my only kind of answer to that. So going into mine and Brian's relationship, I had a lot of questions about that, because all my questions came from TikTok, who obviously quite know a bit about us. Me and Brian are always on TikTok lives. Brian's always in the background shouting at the Xbox. I'm always talking a load of shite and rapid the way I'm in here. So starting with the first question, what is the age gap between me and Brian? And like, what's mine and Brian's age? I'm 24. I turned 24 in May there. Brian's 38 this year in November. So there's like 13 and a half years between us. Quite a big age gap. We don't notice it, because Brian's so immature and he's just as big a kid as the kids. But yeah, a lot of people have noticed it, which leads me on to what was my family and friends' opinion on Brian's age? Like, did they say negative stuff or whatever? My dad didn't at all. My dad's so laid back, he didn't have an issue with it at all. My mum was never happy with it. I don't have a relationship with her anymore anyway, so her opinions are irrelevant. And my brother wasn't really happy with it. My middle brother probably wasn't happy, but didn't really say anything. He's kind of cool and collective, but my older brother was always like a father figure in my life, and he wasn't happy with it. So I've probably been distanced from a lot of my family, probably not because they've made it that way, it's probably been me by choice. Yep, so that was their opinions. My friends, I had a really toxic friendship group at the time, and I remember going out with them, like hanging about, and they were like going out for a drink or whatever, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we hate your granda and stuff like that. I'm no longer friends with that friendship group. Two of them I'm friends with, but no two that were ever negative in any way. They're absolutely amazing in every single way. That's the only two friends that I kept out of that friendship group, because they were stars, they were shining. I also got asked, while we're on the friends subject, loss of friends while pregnant. So did I lose a lot of my friends while I was pregnant? I lost every friend while I was pregnant. Unfortunately, I wasn't going out and getting drunk anymore. I wasn't being the party girl and the loud one and the crazy one and the one that had no filter. That wasn't me anymore. I was at home with my feet up munching food because I was fat and I was pregnant and I just wanted to eat and be happy and be lazy. That was me. So I lost all my friends. The two of my friends that I'm currently still friends with, I didn't lose. We spoke all the time. I just wasn't going out all the time, but we still spoke. One of them, Andrew, was just focusing into business and work, and he was getting all business savvy, and he's since then blossomed into an amazing businessman. So that's why I never seen him often, because I was pregnant and fat and he was really, really busy. which I couldn't be more proud of them anyway, so it's amazing. And then my friend Claire had her own family, and she was going out now and again, but not very often, and obviously I wasn't out, so I didn't really see her much, but I see them both now, and I love them both to absolute pieces. I got asked, what is my dream job? What was my career path growing up? So growing up, from 15 I worked. Just before I turned 15 I got a job in a chippy in Glasgow city centre. Glasgow sold us chippy. It's my first ever job, and it was absolutely amazing. Worked with a great bunch of people. And I got 50 quid a weekend. I was 14, just before 15. I was fucking buzzing with that. I was in my glory. I felt like I was minted. And then since then I was always in work. I didn't know how to no work. I was so used to making my own money and not relying on my mum, like to ask for money or to go out or to buy new stuff. So I was so used to making my own money. So I was always the workaholic out of the kids in my family. Out of me and my two big brothers. My wee sister's only 13, sorry, so she doesn't work yet at all, but I'm sure she will soon, because she will be equally as business savvy as me, or work savvy as me. But I worked for a young age. At 16 I dropped out of school, with all great grades. I dropped out of school in 5th year, and I went on to college to do my HNC in childcare and early education. I realised at the end of that year it wasn't for me. I passed my year, which was great. I can always go back to it if I ever need to. But it wasn't for me. The one thing in life that I was always good at was numbers. I got a job as a manager in a restaurant, and I worked there as a waitress at first, and I became manager in the restaurant. And then I went and done business and accounts at college. I done my HNC, I done my NC, my HNC, and I went on to my HND. And at HND my life took a wee turn for the worst. I had a lot of issues with my family, I had issues with my relationship at the time, not the relationship that I'm in now. I had issues with my relationship at the time, and I left my family behind and moved in with a friend. So I dropped out of college. I then was going to take a gap year and go back and finish what I had missed out on and then go to uni, but I fell pregnant with my wee boy. So right now I'm a stay-at-home mum. I look after the kids, and I love it. I absolutely love spending that amazing quality time with them while they're young. But my oldest goes to nursery after summer, and my youngest I'm going to try and get into nursery after summer. And I am going to go back and finish my course, finish my accounting, get to uni and become a chartered accountant. That is my dream job. Another one asked a quote that I live by. Now, the one quote in life that I have always and will always live by is, what's for you won't go past you. And you'll never be gaze-sitting. You'll never be put in a situation that you can't cope with, that you can't get yourself out of or become stronger through. I feel like I've always used these quotes in my life. That's the way I've always went through life. I've always been brought up with the same quotes, and I've always been a pretty positive person with these quotes. I mean, I've had my negative days too, who doesn't? But I've always been pretty positive with the quotes. So that's the quotes that I would go by, that day in, day out, and I would advise anybody to go by. Another question that I got was my upbringing. Now, I'm not really going to get into my upbringing. I'm going to do a video on that completely on its own, just because I'll get a lot of different, that'll be like a couple of week kind of video. It'll go on a couple of weeks, because I've got a lot to talk about in that. And I don't check what other things I got. My dream holiday. So my dream holiday with the kids will be, with me, Brian and the 4 kids, will be Disneyland, Florida, because I mean, who doesn't love Disney, and who doesn't love seeing smiles on their kids' faces? So that will be our dream holiday with the kids, which will be in about 3 years when our kids are a bit older and understand it a bit better. My dream holiday to go with me and Brian would be an African safari, because I am completely obsessed with elephants. They are the most amazing creatures in this world, and giraffes. And I just want them to be outside my door. I just want them to be right at a touch of my fingers. So yeah, that will be my dream holiday. Let's see if I've missed anything, guys. I have not missed anything, except from the questions about Mark Brennan, which I am going to put into a completely different video. So since I have answered all the questions, I will go and start preparing for another video. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this and finding out a wee bit more about me. If you do enjoy watching me, then please subscribe and hit the like button. It will mean the absolute world to me, and I'm going to try and upload at least once a week, twice if I can, but not every week. I don't know my upload days yet. I will try and schedule out upload days. It will probably be a Thursday, and if it is a second day, it'll be maybe a Sunday, just because I've got young kids and I'm always pretty busy on TikTok anyway. But I will leave my links below for TikTok and for my TikTok Instagram. I'm following everybody back on the Instagram. I try and follow as many people as I can back in the TikTok. If you comment, then I will follow you back. And if you have got any video like ideas or anything, write it in the comments, and I'll take every single idea into consideration and see what I can do. Because my way with TikTok, with YouTube is, I'm not going to edit, I'm not going to kid on my money, I'm not computer savvy, I don't have a fucking clue about them. So I'm just going to be me and kind of raw ways. That's the way I'm going to be for now. If I change, then I change, but right now I just want to be raw and pure and let you know that you don't need to have all this amazing technology and all that to follow and do something that you want to do. So I love yous, I love everybody that joined me, that was watching me, and I'll hope to see you all again on Sunday or through the week. Bye guys.